You're listening to the audio production of The Secret Investigator of Astor Street, a Piper Sale mystery by Stephanie Morrill. Published by Blink and performed by Megan Trout. To Ben, thank you for being my safe place to fall and for always getting me back on my feet. I love you. Chapter 1. December 1st, 1924, Chicago, Illinois. I gaze up at the Applegate's imposing brick house and take a bracing breath. Mrs. Applegate has never liked me. The feeling is mutual. But Rebecca Jensen's disappearance is far more important than our petty disputes over the years. I glance at my watch. Only 5 minutes until I should start walking to Presley's for the awards ceremony. I could delay this conversation until after, but doing so might impact how fast we find Rebecca. I'll just have to be late for the ceremony. When someone is missing, every minute matters. I unlatch the wrought iron gate and tug on Sidekick's leash. He plants his rear on the sidewalk despite the snow and gives me a look that clearly reads, no. Gone are the days of Sidekick giving me timid glances or shivering in the cold because he was malnourished. His once lanky body is now thick with muscle and covered in a fluffy coat of fur the color of sun-bleached sand. My exhale is visible in the early December chill. Believe me, I understand. She likes you better than me, though. With another pull and some scratching of his floppy ears, I convince Sidekick that walking through the gate is something he can do. I adjust my cloche and survey my attire to make sure there's nothing about my appearance that Mrs. Applegate will find offensive. I'm unusually tidy, thanks to my morning plans. My coat covers most of my drop-waist dress, but even so, it's clean and a tasteful shade of burgundy. I already know she hates my bobbed hair, but I can't do anything about that. I am wearing stockings rather than bare legs, which will hopefully count for something. I inhale, exhale, and rap on Mrs. Applegate's door. Sidekick edges toward a potted evergreen, eyeing the festive red velvet bow. I wrap his leash around my hand an extra time. No. He looks up at me with woeful eyes. I'm sorry, but you'll ruin the whole interview if you eat her Christmas decorations. From the other side of the door, footsteps approach, and I force a polite smile onto my face. There's probably no amount of politeness that can make up for an entire rambunctious childhood of living next door to Mrs. Applegate, but it doesn't hurt to try. Mrs. Applegate opens the door. She's a large woman, tall and solidly built. Her steel-streaked hair is wound into a large knot on the crown of her head, and her brown eyes are magnified behind thick eyeglasses. She takes one look at me and frowns. Hello, Mrs. Applegate. I use the sweet and courteous tone I always heard Lydia use with our neighbors, which is why everybody adored Lydia. How are you this morning? I'm fine, Piper. Her critical gaze runs over the length of me. Is something wrong? Yes, actually. Do you mind answering a few questions for me? Mrs. Applegate's sharp gaze flicks from me to Sidekick, and back to me. Is this about Rosamond's granddaughter? In recent months, I've spent some time practicing an, I'm not surprised, look in the mirror, because it seems like that could be useful during investigations. I try it now, but have a feeling I fall short. So, you've heard that she went missing yesterday. When did you last see her? Mrs. Applegate looks at me in a way she never has before, with a hint of a smile and a sheen in her eyes that, if I had to label it, I would say is compassion. They found Rebecca safe and sound last night. She fell asleep on the train and missed her stop. That's all, Piper. I inhale deeply. It's the first easy breath I've taken since last night, when I heard that Mrs. Jensen's 14-year-old granddaughter boarded the train for Detroit but hadn't yet arrived, despite it being hours past when she should have. You're sure? I'm quite sure. I spoke with Rosamond this morning, who spoke to her daughter-in-law. Rebecca is home. I'm so relieved to hear that. My eyes brim with tears. I feared the worst.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?